just remember this: every day that you wait is a day that you're not moving closer to your goals. So if you are ready to take action.
So how important do you think it is for people to think about their mindset and whether they think that an opportunity that's coming around is too late? How much do you think that's to do with mindset?
Yeah, I'd say it's pretty much 100% to do with mindset, because we can research the market to ensure that we know that there's demand there and that there's an acceptable level or a comfortable level of competition that we're not fearful of. So I do think that, as assuming you've done the foundational research correctly, which is all part of our initial week 2 of our program, then really it's just mindset holding you back. There's this late fallacy, late to the party, missed the boat, missed the train, whatever, that people are held back from. And I think often the idea of being too late is just a mental barrier. That's all it is, because successful entrepreneurs view the market through the lens of possibilities and not through the limitations that could be there. They're not focused on the limitations. Instead, they're looking at the upside, which far outweighs the downside or the risk of it not working, because they can always adapt to make it work. So there's always room for innovation, fresh perspectives, no matter when you start in a business. And the second point ties into the first, and that is that the markets are always evolving. So don't be concerned about saturation. Think about evolution within the markets, because the business model itself is sound and will continue to be, but the markets are evolving. It's like the rising tide. Are there trends that are happening that you could ride the wave of to ensure that you're building a business based on a sustainably rising trend and not something that's dying out? Talking about being the mobile optimized brand, talking about selling products that are in increasing demand. So our job as entrepreneurs is to identify these opportunities, and instead of worrying about being late to the party, to execute on them and actually act on those opportunities to do something about them. And then the final one is having that mindset shift away from this concept of it being a zero-sum game. So not worrying about, just because I win in business means that you have to lose, or that, because we win, someone else out there has to lose, because what we take from a market share has to be someone else's loss. That's not the case, because the market itself can be expanding. We can have an impact on expanding and growing the market and bringing new potential customers and sales into that market. So I think looking about it from that perspective enables new entrants like ourselves the ability to think in abundance and not be held back by our own fear or limiting beliefs about scarcity and worry about competition.
Yeah, that's great advice, Lewis. I think people hopefully will take away from this that it's up to you how you view whether things are too late or not. And hopefully with the abundance mindset, you can see that there's an abundance of opportunity out there, and you don't need to wait for somebody else to lose before you can win. That's absolutely not the case. So of course there is nuance to this idea whether it's too late. I think what's really important if people are going to start dropshipping is that they have their numbers right. They know what they need to see in terms of their return on ad spend. And also they need to pick the right products that are in demand right now for them to sell. So obviously we go through that in the Dropship Unlock program. Week 5 is all about knowing your numbers when you start and set up a marketing campaign. And week 2 is all about choosing the right products in the first place that we can see with data will definitely succeed. So it is important. And I think a lot of people that talk about whether it's too late are people that have just dabbled and haven't really got into it with any level of conviction or any level of research before getting started. And they're the people that then tell you that it's too late. In fact, if we get started with the right preparation and take the right steps and know our numbers, then we'll be the ones that succeed, and they can go on to tell everyone else that there's a mountain of opportunity surrounding dropshipping and starting an e-commerce business. So before we answer a question from a listener, Lewis, do you have any final words for listeners about this important topic about whether it's too late to start?
Just that it's a natural thing to think that you've missed the boat. So anybody who's thinking that at the moment, like, I heard about this business model a few years ago, or I dabbled in it and it didn't work, try to remove yourself from that thought. Recognize that thought as being valid and something that many people have, and then realize why it's actually a myth and is holding you back, because that will allow you to move on and not have that fearful regret of looking back and thinking, I wonder if I had have given it another shot, using a proven strategy, working with domestic suppliers, selling higher profit items, working with suppliers that can offer next day delivery. How would that have worked? You don't want to be the guy who's running with the stone in your shoe that you can't get rid of, that you can't shake that regret of not having tried. right? So I think that if you are thinking, I don't know if it's the right time to start, just rest assured there is no right time to start. There will never be a right time to start. So the right time, really, as right a time as can be, is now. Because if you're passionate about the business model, if you're willing to put in the work, if you're ready to learn and you're excited about the transformation in lifestyle that a business like this can provide you, the freedom to travel, to have complete control and autonomy over your time, to not have to have a load of stock, to not have to answer to anybody and be able to run your business from just your laptop or even just your phone eventually, then you're never too late, because you can get started whenever you're ready to go. The world of e-commerce and dropshipping is always evolving, as you said. So there are always new trends, new niches, new opportunities. The key is not trying to pick a product that's a short-term trend. The key is picking a market that is long-term, sustainable, and using the new technology, the AI, the new software, the apps that are emerging to ensure that we remain at the forefront of the technological advancement of this industry, whilst selling products that will continue to remain in demand for many, many years to come. That's how you build a long-term brand, and how you win in a market, by adding more value to products, or to a market with products that you know will remain in demand. And if you're on the fence about this, just remember this: every day that you wait is a day that you're not moving closer to your goals. So if you are ready to take action, and you just want to start your dropshipping journey, and you want to do it the right way the first time, we're here to help.